Boom, 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 boom. Hi, everybody. Just getting all nice and cozy here. If we're just watching YouTube, I can actually just switch over to this. Like right now. Yeah, this will work. And I can give credit where it's due. There you go. Hi everyone! Welcome back to another Final Fantasy 13 stream. Picking up where we left off last time, part 9, or... Well, for me it's part 9. But, you know, for the video series we're watching, the playlist is actually part 7 of 12. And, yeah, I haven't given a shout out to the music. You know, the video I've been using for the music. So, here it is. Final Fantasy Main Series All Final Boss Themes by Navi Kasada. It's a 4-hour and 10-minute video. We're at an hour 36. I'm betting this is gonna last a long time, since I only play like, you know, a few minutes. Oh fuck, I was supposed to leave that tab open so I could have outro music ready as soon as I'm done. Shit! You know what, I'll open it on another window. It's probably easier that way. Probably. You know, I'll deal with it later. Fuck it. Well, let's just get going. I had to turn it off because I realized you guys probably couldn't even hear what the fuck I was saying. It was probably so loud because I keep forgetting that I now have the volume at 80% because these videos are really quiet because of the new like sound technology, surround sound technology and stuff that they were using in the PS3 era. We gotta turn the volume up a lot more because it's recorded at a much quieter volume than the previous FF games that we've watched. The last one we watched on YouTube was FF Tactics, PS1, so... Anyway, picking up where we left off last time, PS3 Long Play number 12, Final Fantasy 13, part 7 of 12, uploaded by World of Long Plays, little Pac-Man logo here, played by Connor. And that's my phone letting me know I'm live. It usually comes in within the first minute. We're almost 4 minutes in now and I barely said it. Well, at least I know I'm not talking to myself. Kinda, sort of. At least I know it's, you know, I'm live, it's recording. So, that's something. I am technically still talking to myself, but you know what I mean. To whoever's watching this in the future. Okay, let's get going. Enough of my antics. So, we left off in the Upper Traverse, the 5th arc, after the big plot twist reveal. Kind of plot twist, but mostly just a big reveal. About the true rulers of Cocoon. And we're about to get a recap on all that right now, so instead of me trying to go over that, we're just going to read it. Oh yeah. Wait. Okay, yeah, audio's working. Medic! Chapter 9 and 10. A focus revealed. Yeah, we were in the middle of reading this when I was like, wait, we should probably stop here at the end of my last stream. To the amazement of the Lassie, the Primarch reveals himself to be a Fal'Cie whose true name is Bartandalus. Showing nothing but contempt for his human tools, he proceeds to casually slaughter Colonel Nabat and her subordinates. Jesus. Bartandalus then shrugs off the Lassie's attacks and with mocking laughter declares his intention to enlighten them. In order to fulfill the focus given to them by the Pulse Fal'Cie, he states, one of the Lassie must become Ragnarok and bring about the end of Cocoon. Sarah's task was simply to assemble the tools to achieve this end, to bring Snow and the others into contact with the lower world being. Her wish that they protect Cocoon was just that, a wish, and nothing to do with her or their focus. Confounded by the naked truth, the dumbstruck Lassie flee the plummeting... the dumbstruck Lassie. They were like dumbfounded, like, shit, what? It's all been a lie? They flee the plummeting Palamecia on an airship provided by Bartandalus, which of course he rigged. It says their craft is guided by an unseen power that protects them from Colonel Ross's onslaught, and flies them towards the reality hidden beneath the capital of Cocoon. Oh yeah, they almost crashed into a building, but it just like teleported them into the tunnels that they're in right now. Some weird, funky shit that's happening. But if that wasn't happening, we wouldn't be able to call this a fantasy game, would we? Especially with all the very futuristic sci-fi backdrop, I guess. I'm telling you, it feels like a Phantasy Star game. But anyway, what fal'Cie want. Shortly after their reunion, the l'Cie's newfound conviction is shaken by the fal'Cie masquerading as a human Primarch. If what Barthandler says is true, then their focus really is the destruction of Cocoon. One of them must become the beast from their vision and doom the floating world to annihilation by killing the entity that keeps it aloft, the being known as Orphan. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that part too, yeah. But does Barthandler desire the destruction of his own world? Why else would he explain their focus in such detail? Yeah, that was my question when he first started saying all this stuff last time. The l'Cie cannot fathom his true intent, but there is no denying that a power beyond their understanding prevented their demise. Their airship flew with a mind of its own, evading Rosh's attacks and bringing them to this place. A sprawling relic of Pulse architecture nestled right beneath Eden, the capital city of Cocoon. Each of them feels lost and confused, but Snow in particular seems to have been hit hard. Yeah, he was dead set on saving Cocoon. Believing Sarah's wish to be his focus is what kept him moving forward all this time. Now that he has learned that she too was an enemy of Cocoon, the very foundation of his belief has fallen into ruin. That means he's gonna fall apart. Kinda, sort of. Well, that's the recap. Like it says down there, lots of reading, gameplay resumes at so-and-so. Which, if you're wondering why the time is like 19 hours and 25 minutes, it's because this is one big video, really long video, that was split into parts for YouTube. That's why for us the timestamps are totally different, so I can't tell you when the gameplay will resume again. But now that the recap's over, I'll just silently read the rest to myself, and y'all can go ahead and pause and read it for yourselves as well, because there's a lot of dialogue reading, and if I read it all out loud, not only will I tire myself out, it'll take way fucking longer to get through the game. Because it's much slower to read things out loud than just like go through. So, for the sake of keeping my videos brief and short, I'm just gonna read it silently now. Alright, updated character profiles, starting with Saz. Yeah, that was sad. That's his full name. Before he was revealed to be Barthandler of fal'Cie. His human name, though, when he was imitating a human being. Gallus Dicely. Fucking Sith Lord looking motherfucker. Let the hate flow through you. He doesn't quite fit the part as much as somebody else I'm thinking of. A different character from FF14, who some people might already know who I'm talking about just by saying that, looking at this guy. Even taking a direct hand in their survival. Giving us that airship that kept us alive. From Rosh's attacks. Yeah. Or Tantalus disposes of her as he would any other tool. Fucking literally stabbed her in the back, cold-blooded, and killed her. Day 1, Awakening. Finally, we get to see what happened on the first day for... Well, yeah, I think in general that's all it was. Day 1 only covered Vanille and Fang, yeah. At least for now. They might show another angle of Day 1 later. Gave us some nice, what was it? A nice booba fan service with Vanille there. When she uncrystallizes and she's totally naked, and then her clothes just magically comes back. I was like, oh hey, that's convenient. It's not like traveling through time in the Terminator series where your clothes disappears and then you gotta go find new clothes in the time period that you end up in. Yeah, it's like her clothes were given back to her. Like, here you go. Yeah, this is definitely going to come into play later. Fang's brand was scarred and scorched, and she had lost every memory relating to her focus, including the events surrounding its apparent completion. But she can still use magic like everyone else, so what's really going on there? Yeah. Poor Vanille. Trying to do her best to not hurt people, and then it has the opposite effect. That always really sucks, you know? Having the best of intentions, and then it leads to the opposite outcome. That's the tragedy of Vanille, unfortunately. She ended up hurting more people by trying not to hurt people. I know I've mentioned before how the battle system of this game seems like an upgraded version of FF10-2. About the only aspect of it that feels that way, really, for me, is just on the surface, because I hadn't played this game before. I only saw bits and pieces of it when my brother played it. Excuse me. The similarities I saw with the chain bonuses. You did more damage if you chained attacks together quickly, using the active time battle system in FF10-2, right? So in this game, they took that further, and you know, by creating the stagger bar, the stagger gauge, or they call it the chain gauge, but basically when you do the same thing, you combo attacks together as quickly as you can to rapidly fill up the chain gauge, which I keep calling the stagger gauge for a reason, because when you fill it up all the way, it staggers the enemy, so they take way more damage when you hit them. And it's like the only way to defeat most bosses in this game too. Like, otherwise you'll be fighting forever. You can't win, basically. They take such little damage if you don't do that. Almost every boss in this game has that, where you have to like do this rinse and repeat pattern of stagger them, beat the shit out of them while they're staggered, rinse and repeat. You know, whenever they're not staggered, regroup, heal your team and all that stuff, and survive the enemy's attacks while trying to rebuild the stagger gauge, and then yada yada. Unfortunately, that combat system, I can see why some people probably didn't like it too much, because it makes some boss fights grindy when you have to do that. Like this guy, Artandalus. Dude, that fight took so goddamn long. Like, he was so tanky. Even when they filled the stagger gauge, they could only take off so much of his health each time. Like, it was bad. I was like, damn, this fight is grindy as hell. I think I mentioned that during the fight last time. It was pretty bad. I was like, shit. The fights can get drag on, and they can get dragged out, is what I was gonna say. I'm glad in FF7 Remake, even though they have the stagger mechanic, it's not absolutely vital. I don't think there was any boss fights that felt overly grindy like that. There was one or two, but they kept it interesting. Like, the bosses had different phases. So it didn't just feel like you were doing the same thing that you were at the beginning of the fight the whole way through. Like right now I'm thinking of the Crab Warden from FF7 Remake. That's a long fight your first time through. Like no new game plus or anything like that. But he has like 3 phases. And each one he switches up his attacks. Yeah, and the music switches up a lot, which keeps it interesting. The music and his attacks change, his attack patterns. And you know, you have to do different things to dodge his new attacks. Like he does AoEs you have to stay out of. Jesus, it almost feels like an FF14 boss fight or something at some point. Because he marks the floor where he's gonna attack and you have to not stand there. So, you know, it kept it more interesting. Here, it was like the same exact attack pattern just kept repeating itself throughout the entire fight, and the fight went on way too long against Bartandalus. So some of the boss fights in this game can be really fucking grindy, and it's not a good thing. Let's see what Snow's saying here.
So gathering up the tools for destruction turned you to crystal.
Wish I could say it was my piloting skills that saved us back there, but it wasn't. Truth is, the ship handled all the flying and shooting. I'm not talking about some jacked up autopilot either. Something wanted us to make it out of there, and made sure we did.
Literally a Deus Ex Machina. As they would say in theater, right? Movies and stuff. When something miraculous happens that saves the heroes in the story. Something that just wouldn't normally... something that isn't realistic, basically. Or they just get lucky beyond fathoming, I guess.
In your brand?
So
Start to stray or take too much of a shock. Your brand will change, and you'll be next stop Seath Central. Keep that in mind.
That sheath is very long. Her weapon actually isn't that long now. Not when it's folded up anyway.
Everything a Fal'Cie says. He's telling us our focus is to destroy Cocoon. But who knows? He could be lying to trick us into helping him to do something else.
Yeah, that's the most
Should
obvious
listen to
conclusion.
Sarah, not some Fal'Cie.
Right. It's the most obvious conclusion, definitely.
So Daisley was really the Fal'Cie Bartandalus. The vision he was talking about was that crazy Ragnarok dream we all had when we were made into l'Cie. One of us is supposed to become this Ragnarok thing and destroy Eden. Except we do that by destroying this orphan that gives Eden its power. I think I have that part straight now. Are we ready to get out of here?
I was gonna say, that's a good summary recap. In case you want to read the data logs.
Yeah, I gotta apologize. Looks like I was wrong.
About Sarah's focus? Not like you to second guess yourself.
How could anyone know anyway, dude?
Well, even heroes make mistakes.
Exactly, don't be too hard on yourself, man. No way any of us could have known that.
What about your plan to protect Cocoon? Either way, your faith in Sarah was strong. That strength got you this far.
It was all wrong.
Yeah. You tried so hard to convince us that you even fooled yourself. You've been a total idiot.
She's very blunt, I like that.
But still. It saved me. You trusted Sarah. Let that faith drive you. It even made me want to believe.
Give credit where it's due.
Sarah, talk to me, baby.
Blunt honesty, but that doesn't mean she's cruel. Not anymore, anyway.
This could
She used to be.
I mean, those were just legends, right?
I want to say we're close to Eden, but it's hard to be sure.
Just calm music and no enemies around. It's kind of a nice break in the action again, like at Hope's house. Even if it is probably only brief. Even the break in the action at Hope's house was pretty short, so. Excuse me. I just ate lunch. Well, dinner, lunch. Kind of mostly dinner. All these debuffs. This growth system. I said it before at the beginning of the game, but does not seem very new player friendly. Feels so easy to just go willy-nilly and fuck up your build and then be screwed the rest of the game and have a really hard time. It's definitely one of those games that's probably way easier after your first playthrough when you know what to do and how to build your characters correctly. Because you know what's coming and all that. Again, that's why I'm glad that FF7 Remake did the opposite. They had a similar system, but for weapon growth, it wasn't for your characters. Your characters just grew through normal, traditional EXP leveling up in FF7 Remake, but, you know. When it came to this, it was like just for your weapons, and you could reset it whenever, which was a lot nicer. It was a lot nicer that you could do that. So then if you're like, okay, I fucked up this build, I did it a couple times during my first playthrough of FF7 Remake. It's like, oh, I fucked up this build a little bit. Let me, let me go back and fix it. Let me reset this. Do it again. Hey, British Cookie Do. I appreciate the follow. I heard the noise. I just wanted to finish what I was saying, but I heard your follow. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. British Cookie Do. I almost wanted to say British Cookie Dough, which might be what you meant. But maybe that name was taken or something, but maybe not. Either way, I appreciate the follow. Thank you for that. Oh shit, I gotta bring the speed slider back, because cutscenes are pretty intermittent in this game. Like, sometimes you get a cutscene and you'll walk a few feet, even if there's no enemies, and another one hits you right away. It's a little weird. I had this thought before I started the stream, like between last stream and this stream, that the pacing in the game feels a little weird. But maybe it's not the right word. Maybe it's not the pacing per se, just the flow of the story. Like, it's a little off-putting that you have to kind of read the data logs if you want to get details that just aren't explained in the cutscenes. But not only that, I feel like it's too dependent on that in the sense that, like, even at the beginning of the game, yeah, you get some exposition here and there, but again, most of the exposition for establishing the world and the characters and everything that's happening, especially when the game just starts and you just go, like, it just goes into action mode immediately for like hours straight without any breaks. It's just, I don't think it's as good as, like, for example, the beginning of FF12, where you get this really, it's not even that long, it's not like something that bores you to death. You get that Marcus Ondor guy, who gives the entire backdrop of what's happening in Ivalice, right after the first, like, few opening scenes, where, you see King Rassler get married to Princess Ash or whatever, and then he dies afterwards in the war. You know, all that stuff. In this game, they forewent all of that, and just, they're like, let them catch up on what's actually happening in the story with the data logs. And it's just, not everybody's going to want to, you know, read and keep up with those, because they flood you with so many, especially at the beginning. So it's a little weird that they did it that way, but just something I was thinking about. It's not a big deal, though. Well, not a huge deal, but it probably was, like, for me. But it probably was a huge deal for other people. That might be part of why they didn't like this game too much. Why it wasn't, like, super well received back then.
It's kind of creepy.
Can't believe we're still in Cocoon. But it looks like Pulse or what? It does look just like the vestiges of it. Alright. What the fuck is happening now? People shake. Hostiles. Pulsework Knight. Oh yeah, they kind of resemble the ones from the enemies from the outskirts or whatever near the beginning of the game. Excuse me, with all that leftover pulse technology that was brought up to fix Cocoon from the war like hundreds of years ago. Excuse me. Interesting battle music they went with. They're trying to keep up that creepy vibe right now. Jesus, thing got fucked up.
Don't give up.
Appreciate it.
The fuck? Poor lightning, man. What the hell was that? A literal stun lock?
Appreciate it.
Because usually we use the word stun lock figuratively, for like when you're getting comboed or something. But she was literally held in place by electricity. Seems kind of tanky. I like the unsettling music. Just kind of like this constant sound in the background. Just. Oh, there we go. Because you can freely select the members of your battle team. That was already before Bartenderless. But now everybody has every single combat role, so now the game's really opening up for flexibility. You can use any character and they can have all the roles. So you no longer have to be like, oh, I should bring this person, because you still might have to, though, because like I was just saying about the builds. You've already built certain characters to be a certain way because the game forced you, since certain characters only had access to certain roles up to this point. So it might not really change your party layup, or party lineup, sorry, at this point, but you can, with enough grinding, make it so that somebody else can take over a role somebody else had. Yada yada. Once you pass the halfway point of the game, flexibility opens up, okay? And your character builds and everything. Or the game in general just seems to open up now. At least when it comes to growth. The 5th Ark. Concealed Vestige. Alright, we're playing Lost Ark now.
This place. It must be an ark.
An ark?
That's what they called him.
Long ago, the Falsi who made their home on Grand Pulse were afraid of invasion from the outside. As part of their battle preparations, they created an army of living weapons. And they stored those weapons in arks. And they hid the arks all over the world.
Everyone on Grand Pulse knew the legend.
So, this is basically a Pulse armory.
Mm-hmm. Most of us never believed in them.
Ancient Pulse Armory.
A few people tried searching, but they never found a thing.
Maybe they're all up here on Cocoon.
Who'd have thought to look on Cocoon?
Right under our noses.
The plot thickens.
Some secret they kept. Those Sanctum guys, what are they up to?
The story's not done. There's more.
Oh.
They used
okay.
to say the Arks had a more practical purpose.
Huh. Really?
Yeah, to force l'Cie to master their shiny new powers.
Huh.
That explains what just happened.
Okay, so I get it. Daisley's goal is to forge us into stronger weapons. Right.
Not Seath, but monsters all the same.
Think of it as training for the fight ahead.
Hope's right.
Wait.
Right, but it's what he
What's
wants. Why would that be? What's the point of getting stronger if we're just going to be assisting our enemy?
Ah, these guys again.
Fun times.
Over
I
there.
guess
We gotta keep moving.
he's kind of forcing their hand, though. It's like, well, toughen up or they'll kill you. The robots, I mean.
This ain't good.
What do we do?
Fight or die. Right. They'd want to purge all of Cocoon, because the center of it is infected with pulse stuff. This armory. That's why they kept it a secret. Or if the government accept the fallacy, we're ignorant of it. Like it says right there. Why else give them this opportunity to hone their skills? No wonder. Then it's appropriate that they open the game up for more customization at this point. It goes with the story. It's like, hey, your characters are getting stronger now, because it's part of the story. So now they can all assume any roles, and you can switch out whoever you want, and have your own custom party for the first time. Yada yada. I'm guessing that also probably means no one's gonna leave the party anymore for the rest of the game, but could be wrong. I mean, in FF12, once you had all 6 characters in the party, that was it. They stayed with you the whole game after that. Nobody ever left. Guest characters would come in and go, but your party would stay. Your main party, all 6 characters stayed together from that point on. Of course, that was 1/3 of the game through. This game, you don't get the full party together. The whole posse doesn't come together until halfway through the game. Just before the Bartanelus fight we saw. Now going back to what they said about the armory, this place that they're in. If one of them is hidden here, right under Eden, at the center of Cocoon, it's like, it just puts more weight into the hypothesis I have about, well, kind of more of a theory at this point, because there's mounting evidence for it. That the fal'Cie and Pulse and the fal'Cie here on Cocoon are kind of actually not enemies per se. They have some kind of, like, maybe they're not working together hand in hand, so to say, or so to speak, but it kind of feels like they're of the same mind. Like they all have some grander scheme for humanity on both Pulse and Cocoon, and it feels that they've kind of bamboozled humans on Pulse and Cocoon into fighting each other for some grander purpose that they all have, that they some goals that they all share. The fallacy between Cocoon and Pulse, that they share the same goal, and they're just making humans think that they're enemies of each other, but they're not. Again, I could be completely wrong, and I kind of feel like I will be. I don't think that's where they're going with this. But for right now, I'm gonna stick to that until I see more evidence of where the story's actually going. Alright, before the next cutscene, now's a good time to... since we're fast-forwarding through the battles anyway. I'm gonna turn on my ceiling fan and get a little bit more comfy. I think I'm gonna turn on the light too. So, 1 second.
Just another battle.
Alright, much better now. Much more comfy. There we go. Said it a million times before, but I'll say it again. The battle music and the boss battle music are the best tracks in the game so far. Still haven't found any other songs I really liked in this game. Just the regular battle and the boss battle music. So far. Yep. This is your training to cause Cocoon's apocalypse, apparently.
Wisdom does come today.
Yeah, you've had more time to absorb information, so that's a half-truth. Depends on the person, I've said that before.
Let's get this over with.
I like how that had nothing to do with what she asked.
Nothing I can't handle.
See what I mean about the awkward dialogue? I know that was several streams ago now. That was close to the beginning of the game, when I was like, dialogue when you're running through an area with your teammates can feel a little disconnected. and forced.
Wide open.
That was a prime example of how it seems a little forced and disconnected. I thought he was going to say something to respond to her question. I feel like we're going to notice that a lot more now because you can have a custom party. Whereas before, since they knew what characters were going to be with you and which ones weren't, since your party was always forced up to this point in the game, the dialogue actually still made a little bit more sense. Now we're going to see moments like that, where because you can have anyone in your party, the dialogue is going to be disconnected. Vanille will say something, or Saz will say something, and then whoever responds or follows it up won't actually be responding to them, they'll just be saying their own thing. Characters are just going to talk at each other now, unless it's a cutscene. Lens. What are these ones called? Phosphoric ooze? So they're flammable?
Just see it now.
Seems like it. Using all that fire on them.
Easy.
Gonna say that was quick as hell.
Back me up. Stay down.
I don't even know how to pronounce that. Noctilukale? I kept looking at it and I was like, how do you say that? Acrobatics. That's how you reach that spot. I didn't even realize it was a treasure chest there when they looked at it from the other side. And there you go. First game over. They didn't edit it out. When I saw Lightning's health, I was like, I was about to say, this person's taking a huge risk right now. They're about to die in one hit, and then bam, they just died right there. Gone.
And so it ends.
It ends because, for some reason, your allies can't just use a Phoenix Gun on you. Even though you can do that to them. They were totally fine, but they get defeated too when you do. Total nonsense. I said that when they first described that. When they first said that at the beginning of the game, I was like, yeah, that's pretty stupid.
Let's get this over
I guess it was lame immediately. When the game was like, oh yeah, if your party leader dies, that's it. Like, what? Why? Why was that a good idea? Especially when you can literally make anyone the party leader. You know. Especially now, at this point in the game. It doesn't make sense story-wise why you would be defeated if the leader gets... It's like it's just a forced game mechanic, just to make the game harder. You have to prioritize the health of the leader, whoever you're playing as, basically. What does it say? Oh, it's reminding us that everyone can take on any role, because they're reaching their full potential as a lessee. Sentinel is basically a tank role. Commando's physical DPS. Ravager's magic DPS. Medic is obviously the healer. Saboteur using debuffs. Synergist, support, peer support. Supporting all the other roles. That's all of them. I think I named all of them. Yeah. Oh, we got to see the game over screen for once at least. It's nice that they let you retry from just a few feet back, unless that was an edit I didn't notice. You don't have to go back to your last save point. Game's not that cruel, I guess.
Nothing I can't handle.
Bikini.
Wisdom does update.
Nothing I can't handle.
When Vanille charges up for a magic attack, it sounds unintentionally cute. He's just like, like what the fuck? Sounds like some stereotypically chibi like character in an anime that's like not tough but trying to act like it, or is just like really angry. It's like if a Moogle was trying to attack you and was really angry at you. That's the noise I imagine when Vanille charges up for something. It's kind of funny. So you're playing with your health again? Well, playing with your life again, actually. If they hadn't gotten healed, I was like, I see you have chosen death. Hidden treasure. Oh no, you just get to sneak around them. Nice.
Let's get this over with.
Good timing.
New strategy.
Can't keep up anymore? Oh shit. What's that?
These things are alive.
What's this sanctum up to? Are they planning to start a war?
Using pulse technology? Hibernatorium. noping around them. Intruder detected. Present hall pass. Second request. Present hall pass. Fuck your hall pass. Got it right here.
This will be interesting.
Berserker. Those are never pushovers. Enemies with that name are usually really fucking powerful. Oh, one of them's an end dungeon boss in, you know, Shadowbringer. For FF14, so. Centaurian Blade. Oh yeah, they do kind of resemble centaurs, yeah. The horse legs and the not really humanoid upper body, but close enough, I guess. Again, I gotta hand it to this game. They have really unique, really unique. Jesus Christ. Nice proper English there. They have unique monster design. Damn. She got burned to a toast. They have unique monster design compared to the previous games. It's a real departure. A lot of monsters, even if their names are reused in this game, their design is different enough that it has its own identity, this game. Like, they really tried hard with innovating with this game. Perhaps a little too hard. That's probably why people were put off by it, because there was no sense of familiarity with... Or not a lot of sense of familiarity. Because, you know, usually most Final Fantasy games, when they reuse monsters from previous games, they will look somewhat similar to their previous iterations. In this game, all the monsters look unique, even if they have the names. But some of them look... I'm not gonna say similar enough, but like... You can tell kind of what they are, even before you see their name. Like, there's some enemies where I didn't see the name, and I was like, oh, I think these are meant to be the Flan monsters for this game. Because in every Final Fantasy game, the Flan monsters are always... They don't really look that different. And this game is not an exception to that. They're always just these little blobs of slime just moving around, right? So when we first saw the Flans in this game, I was like, oh, those have to be it. Then I saw the name, and I was like, that confirms it. Yeah, it's a Flan monster. But there's other monsters where it's just a totally different design. But they all follow a certain theme that's unique to this game. Futuristic sci-fi, like Phantasy Star Online. It's really what this game feels like, aesthetic-wise.
Just another battle.
Like Phantasy Star. Just another battle, but that was grindy as fuck. They do want you to kind of try to avoid these unless you really want to grind. Like this. I still count it as preemptive, even though it's a texture. I guess if you touch them from behind, it doesn't matter if they notice you. That's kind of neat. Stick my phone out of my pocket.
Wide open.
Can fight this one too? Oh, you can't. It's not even the last enemy you killed, I think. Whew. Seeing how they just unlocked all builds and roles for every single character, and you can now choose whoever to be in your party, I feel like this game is probably going to become, like, a lot more grindy. like FF2. Since it felt that way in the Palamisi airship. It's gonna be very long corridors filled with like almost endless enemies between cutscenes now. Between story beats, I guess, is probably the more appropriate term. But... Lions. Phosphorus, right? These ones.
Let's get this over with.
Imp! See, I wouldn't have guessed these were imps. They're just an evolved form of a lesser enemy we saw at the beginning of the game. But these are the imps for this game. When were imps introduced? Final Fantasy 2 or 3? One of the NES games, so it was definitely 2 or 3. Actually, no, it was one of the Super Nintendo ones, actually. No, they were. They were in like the first... Yeah, they were in one of the first 2 games, actually, never mind. The design I'm thinking of, though, might have been the Super Nintendo design. Where they look like, they had the wings. They had little devil horns. And they kind of stood up tall with their legs, like, you know, crossed like this. And then they had their arms crossed like this. And they kind of side-eyed you. And it slowly like graduated from that, them side-eyeing you like that, to then a static image of them with their back towards you. They were like hunched over with their wings and their tail showing, you know, towards you, and they would just kind of look at you over their shoulders. And that's the same exact form they had in FF8, actually. They had that same stance. But see, now it's like a very different design.
Back me up.
I've seen the name before already. I mean, I already said it, but for some reason it just kind of made me laugh right now.
Out of my way! Keeping me off balance.
Nice echo. Actually, that might just be from dual speed. It tends to have that effect.
Just another battle.
Oh, we haven't seen these guys in a while. Behemoths.
On your toes.
A greater behemoth. I like their design in this game. It's a very fresh new design. With those ribbons that, like, kind of, you know, hang off them like a cape almost. It's really cool. Sounds like encountering a Pokemon. Too far back.
Old man still got it.
See what I mean about Saz's dad jokes? They're not exactly dad jokes, but they're close. His sense of humor, I feel, is definitely approaching that in this game. That makes sense though, he's the oldest one of the group. I still don't know all their ages though. I know... almost said her real name. Lightning. I almost said her real name, I know they haven't revealed that yet. But I already knew it from before. Lightning's 21. She just turned 21. Jesus Christ, I think that's it. I don't actually know anyone else's age. Yeah, Lightning is basically Cloud's age. I only bring that up and mention it because I feel like... I said this last stream already. They were giving very subtle nods to FF7 and 8, mostly FF7 with this game. Very subtle though. What the fuck? Oh shit! He took off his horn and it turned into a circular saw pole arm. Or just kind of a tiny sword, but it's circular saw. And now he's fighting bipedal like the behemoths in FF12. The ones that had the armor on and everything, you fought them in Gear of Vagan.
Just another battle.
That's fucking cool. We've never seen a behemoth do that before in this game. I remember mentioning in FF12 when we were still playing through that, I was like, behemoths are, sometimes in some games they're bipedal like that. They're humanoid. In this game they made them both. They switched from being quadrupeds to bipedal. Quadrupeds. You know what I mean. I don't know if that's the right term, but you know what I mean. On all fours, basically. That's so cool that they can actually switch here. My position used to be... Maybe I haven't. Used to be pretty good, but...
Keep your mind on the battle.
Just reach up on his fucking head and pull that thing off and use it as a weapon. Oh. Yeah. It's basically FF2 levels of grinding again. Excuse me. That still hasn't gotten that bad yet. I think when we were going through FF2 back in... what was it? End of October, early November? My god, there was whole 4-hour video clips. Like, these are only 3-hour segments, these videos. But there was like whole 4-hour YouTube video clips where I let it play at double speed the whole way through. There was not a single cutscene. It was nothing but fighting. Endless fighting for the entire 4 hours. Which was cut down to 2 hours thanks to double speed, and it still felt like an eternity, of course. That shit was crazy. Can't believe how grindy FF2 was. I'm still thinking about it. It's like, Jesus, that was crazy. I was like, where'd Sass go? He got knocked into the fucking air. Holy shit. Inner conduits. Is that read that correctly? Oh, these imps only have one eyeball. Oh, that was a little edit there. A cut. Oh, desynthesis, also known as dismantle in this game. So they leveled that up to dismantle it, so they can get better shit to upgrade something else. I'm guessing. I like how between the 6 party members, they're divided into the super serious with their character profile pictures, and the really happy-go-lucky, like, optimists with the big wide smiles, like Snow and Vanille and Saz have really big smiles. Everyone else is dead serious. Look, see it right there in the main menu. Her smile here, I can't get over how weird it looks. Like she's just about to blurt something out, maybe? I don't know, it feels like they froze that frame in such an awkward spot. Like she's trying to hold in her laughter. Like she just thought of something funny. But no one else knows about it, so she's trying to hold in her laugh. That's kind of what that looks like a little bit. She's like she doesn't want to laugh, but she wants to. She's trying so hard to hold it in. That's what that looks like. The EXP bonus is triple with that one. Oh shit! That's just for the item though. Characters don't get any XP in this game, it's just Crystarium, what do they call them? Crystal Gem points? First time I've seen them use an item like that in a while. Who's
Rains?
this? Oh, Sid. Been a while.
Oh, easy, guys. It's all right. Rains is a Sanctum officer. He's been helping us out.
Yeah, but for
Why
what
are
reason?
you here?
I've always been a little shady about this guy.
You traitor!
He's already got his number.
I put you on the path. That was my focus.
You're a Lassie?
Since long before we met. I did my best to assist you, as bid by the Sanctum Fal'Cie. Now do you understand? The Fal'Cie have watched over you, guiding your every step. The luck that saved you time and again was a deliberate machination. Why, you may ask? The Primarch, or should I say, Bartandalus, is crafting you into the instruments of Cocoon's demise.
We've been played for fools.
Yep.
A Cocoon Fal'Cie? Why?
Lightning knew right away.
Why? To restore the Maker,
But she attacked
The
immediately.
Maker?
the entity responsible for creating both humans and Fal'Cie.
I mean, she knew right away now when she saw
Long
Sid
ago,
now. But
the Maker departed this world, leaving the two races behind.
God himself, huh?
In a sense, human and Fal'Cie are brothers, orphaned by the same parent. As for the humans, they forgot the order imposed by the Maker. They began to war amongst themselves for the first time in history. The Fal'Cie focused on recalling their lost deity and returning the world to its former glory. This purpose lies at the heart of all their actions.
Cocoon and Pulse Fal'Cie
Calling
alike,
back
right?
the Maker requires a fitting sacrifice.
Yeah, we've heard. The destruction of Cocoon.
The lives of this world's entire populace in bloody tribute.
No. That's crazy talk.
I don't get it. Why do they need us? Couldn't the Fal'Cie end Cocoon with just a thought?
Their existence is bound to the creation and maintenance of this floating shell. It is their very nature that holds them in check.
They don't have free will,
You
basically.
mean Cocoon Fal'Cie can't destroy Cocoon?
Goes against, like, their
They
programming.
needed tools.
If
In
we
a way.
can stop this by doing nothing, we'll do nothing.
Noble, I expected as much.
Lied to us. What happened to your dream of rebuilding Cocoon for the people?
It was all
Was
bullshit,
it
dude.
all a lie?
Yeah.
A shadow of a dream. From when I was human.
Also, he's a cynic now. Kind of.
It was
He
change
used to
I
have that dream.
craved. And once I'd built the influence to make things happen, there was change. I gained all the power I could hope for, but was a puppet with no will to wield it. It wasn't the Fal'Cie who changed. It was me.
You were made a Lassie?
A Lassie, tied to an inescapable focus, a slave of destiny. I'd lost hope. I'd all but given up on dreams of freedom.
What are you saying?
I'm here of my own accord, not by Fal'Cie order. Seeing you fight brought it all back. Brought back that future I once strove for. I, too, will challenge my fate.
He doesn't want to go along with the plan anymore?
What?
Easy.
The Fal'Cie's plan, I mean? Is that what he's getting
If
at, or
I can
something else?
defeat you here, the Fal'Cie plan will fail.
Brains!
I will use all my remaining power. I will set you free!
Okay. It's the way it is then. He's changing sides.
Let's go!
In more ways than one. Betraying the pal C he was working for when he helped you. By not helping you anymore. So he's turning on you. Though he was never really on your side in the first place, as he just revealed. But, yeah. A lot of, double agent plot twists here, basically, with Seda. But, you know, it's pretty simple. At the end of the day, he doesn't want to obey the Fal'Cie anymore, which means he has to turn against you. Even though we're not trying to obey them either, but being manipulated and forced to anyway. Excuse me. Well, he didn't quite get to it, but it seems he heavily implied that I was right, actually. That the Fal'Cie on Cocoon and Pulse are of the same mind and do have the same goal. But the reason they're perpetually at war with each other is not because they want to be. It's because they have no other choice. They're already pre-programmed to act a certain way whether they like it or not. So they have to rely on l'Cie like them to do what they really want while they're stuck in their pre-programmed routines. The Fal'Cie on Cocoon and Pulse both want Cocoon destroyed, for the reasons he just explained. But the Fal'Cie on Cocoon can't help themselves but to fight back against Pulse because they're programmed to, basically. I say programmed just because they resemble robots and machines. But, you know, they keep talking as if they're not. But yeah, they're probably not, but they act and look kind of like that, so. That's why I use that terminology, but I realize it is probably inaccurate. He grew wings right as he got staggered. It's unlocked. He's fucking dead. Yep, there he goes. Fuck you, Sid. Thought you were cool, man. No, even I still thought he was still a little shady. We inspired him to kill us. Ironic. To fight back against his fate, as he puts it.
Rains.
Ironic, isn't it?
That's what I just said, yeah?
The only thing I wanted was a moment of triumph. How it ends isn't important. Just do what you know is right. Trust yourselves.
Wasn't such a bad guy after all. Things just got complicated. Crystallized.
What? Did he complete his focus?
Well, he helped make us stronger, so yeah,
I don't
probably
think so. All Rains did was try to save Cocoon in his own way.
His own way.
What?
Hey!
Where are you?
Snow! I think Rains was searching
he
for a
died.
way to make us understand. To understand the frustration of being a l'Cie. A l'Cie bound to a focus. And maybe what it meant to be human.
I wonder what that was about. The Dreams of Man. A little recap of what just happened. The second coming of Jesus! Basically. The Maker must return. The Sanctum Falsi carefully nurture the people within their floating shell in preparation for this bloody tribute. Yeah, I mean, that explains why... Do you guys remember when we first saw Carbuncle at the food production place when it was just Lightning and Hope by themselves? I was like, I do wonder why Carbuncle doesn't react and try to defend itself. Like, why it doesn't see Lightning and Hope as a threat, even though they didn't have any malice towards Carbuncle. It just seemed a little odd, and now we know why. Because everyone was playing right into the Falsi's intentions to begin with. They were just they just allowed them to go through, basically, because they wanted them to. They didn't want to stop Lightning and Hope or any of the other Lassie. He was trying to save Cocoon in his own way. I don't know what kind of idea that gave Snow. Alright, these are the bomb enemies. Circuitrons. See, it's such a different design. It's such a departure from previous bomb designs. Bomb enemies. Metal Gear Solid alert. Ring! Dun 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 dun. To the red exclamation mark, it just reminds me of that. You see how the first half of the game had so many cutscenes with such little fighting compared to now? That we're actually approaching the final third of the game really fucking quick. We literally just reached the halfway point of the game yesterday. We're already almost at part 9 of 12. Because the game's gotten so much grindier, we're now going through the videos faster. Like I said yesterday that was gonna happen. Because we're at, you know, I put it at double speed when it's just grinding battles. So, since there's a lot more battles now, we're just going through the rest of the fucking videos a lot quicker since there's less cutscenes in between all the fights. I guess when you look at it that way... No, yeah, it's just because it's double speed, it changes the perception of it, but no, part 6 is still the halfway point of the game. The fights count. We were just watching one of those movie playlists where it just shows nothing but the cutscenes. I would still say we're probably at the halfway point.
I guess they don't train Lassie to make peace.
Of course not. Just ran right past him. Oh, I see. Connor was going for the preemptive. Whew. Poor Vimeo. A fucking wreck. Yeah. Place looks very familiar. The structure of these corridors and hallways sometimes repeats itself to the point where you're like, am I back in the same spot where I was, you know, like 30 minutes ago? The level design got a little repetitive there. I was like, this looks like the bridge, that same bridge from last time, where the player, Connor, went like around to sneak around the enemies on the main bridge. But this time the behemoth is standing at the end. There's no going around it. Oh wait, you can. Never mind. Assuming you can still go around that other way. I like how this doesn't sound too different from when I played FF12 though. You guys remember how many dungeons I crawled through, killing enemies at quadruple speed or double speed? The character's voices sound the same. Just these rabbits, ah yeah! It's all in fast forward and shit. Look at his face. The behemoth's face is very different once it's in humanoid form. Oh, like I actually said, saw me, huh? I guess she's the only one there. This again calling back to the disconnected dialogue. Oh. I was like, I didn't see the exclamation mark on the map saying this was the right way. So I'm guessing this is an optional cutscene and boss fight. We're going for that treasure. Yeah, I was right. Oh, they fought one of these before, so... I can't get over that. There it is! The way Vanille does that, man. I'm telling you, it sounds like a Chow from Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, actually. Or just Sonic Adventure 2. Sounds like a Chow trying to fight. No, I don't know what's cuter now. The Chow from Sonic or Moogle from Final Fantasy? I think it depends on which Final Fantasy because they change shape. Like FF12 Moogles weren't cute to me at all. They're just kind of little like mouse people. The Moogles in FF14 though, that's the design I usually pick the most. The really super cute, plump, fluffy ones. In 12, I swear, they just look like glorified mice.
Here's hoping nothing gets the drop on us. The pain. Give it a slap!
Like, I see you. I like the little overtone of stealth in this game. Undertone, I should say. Overtone would be if it was dominating a lot. It's not necessary to try to sneak up behind enemies, but it is advantageous to do it. So you just constantly you're in that mindset constantly when you see enemies around. You're like, okay, how do I sneak up on these guys? But it's not like, it doesn't make or break the game whether you do or don't, like Last of Us. I love the story for The Last of Us, but the gameplay... I still haven't played the second one, by the way. I'm just talking about the first one, okay? I don't know about the second one. But for the first one, my god. As much as I like the story, I had no urge to play that again. It was way too stealth heavy. That game was just... tossing bricks and glass bottles at cauliflower zombies to distract them, as another streamer put it. Or even human enemies, which there was a lot of that, too. And it's like, if you didn't do that, the game was hell. Even on the easier difficulties, they made it challenging if you tried to brute force everything. You had to use stealth for literally everything. The gameplay got so boring and repetitive after a while. Just non-stop, constant stealth. Like... I couldn't do it. I was like, after the first playthrough, I was like, I'm done. I don't have to do that again. I'm good if I never do. If I ever want to re-experience the story, I'll just watch a playthrough. I hope the gameplay for Last of Us 2 is better, but I still haven't checked it out, so... I have it too, but I haven't played it yet. But yeah, this game has the undertone of using stealth, but it's not like that, obviously. You can just say fuck it, and it's fine too. Katane. I'm guessing that's how you pronounce that. Monka shake! Jesus Christ! Oh! Shit! This is close. Oh my god! This dude is cutting it close. Alright, I forgot you could do this. I haven't seen him summon an Eidolon in a while. Skip the animation. It's probably a setting you can change. Skipping the transformation animations. And even the summon animations too. Ooh. Lightning and Odin is such a genius pairing for Eidolon in character. It's very fitting for her to be able to summon Odin. Like it fits her character's based on thing. Oh shit. Oh god. Another one. Two. At the same time? Or can you fight them separately? Okay. Actually, I don't know. It could still be a...
Just keep sleeping there. Alright?
Tomb Fal'Cie planning to use these?
Against you to toughen you up, it seems. One at a time, right? Okay, I was gonna say, that's gonna be crazy. These guys take up too much of the screen to fight them both at once. That would just destroy the PS3. The battlefield just ain't big enough. Like, alright, okay, yeah, it kind of is, but it would be fucking chaos. You wouldn't be able to see shit of what's happening. Camera got a little awkward there. Didn't actually focus on anybody for the victory pose. FF2 levels of grinding are confirmed now. I can safely say that at this point. Well, like I said, silver lining. We're gonna finish a lot sooner than I thought. We'll probably reach part 9 before the end of this stream. Not this part, because, you know, I split my videos into 2-hour segments, and we're approaching the end of the second hour at this point, so. But I am going to keep streaming, so I'll be taking a break pretty soon here. You know, 5-10 minutes like I usually do. Usually turns into 15, but you know. I'll come back for another 2 hours after that. That's why I was like, yeah, we're probably going to reach the end of this part and go right into part 9. Very satisfying sound effects when you move along the Crystarium. Oh shit.
Looks like it's a dead end.
How about down there?
If the stories are right, it's a maze.
This place is a boot camp for Lassie. All kinds of challenges from Grand Pulse are waiting.
Challenges, huh? To get us all ready to go wipe out Cocoon?
We can wait here if turning Seath sounds better.
I have had enough of this! Where's the way out?
Way out? Who said there was one? Bring it on. My mind is made up. Maybe I will end up as Seath. But until that happens, I'm gonna make Sarah proud. I couldn't bring myself to admit that this tear meant goodbye. And that's why I kept searching for her. But I didn't need to. Sarah was here the whole time. Right here, watching over me. Now I get it. What this tear's been telling me is to not let our focus win. It's not the fal'Cie we should listen to. It's Sarah and Rains. Do you know why? Because our focus doesn't matter. What matters to me is that we protect Cocoon. Whatever it takes.
Same here. I'll help you do it.
All right, I'm in. Hey,
A group up team moment. Little chocobos in on it too.
Come on. When a chocobo agrees, you know you're on the right path.
There you go. That's
Well,
right.
Count me out.
What?
If you all want to go it on your own, then so will I.
Hey,
Bang.
hey, now. Hey.
Let Cocoon get what's coming. They hate us for being Lassie. What's it to me if they die? Better that than watch a friend go Seath. If you don't have the nerve for it, I'll do it myself. Go on alone, get stronger, and smash Cocoon out of the sky!
Oh, Val!
You turn Seath and there's no coming back! I'm not... letting it end that way!
She's reaching her breaking point. Her moment of complete despair. Seems kind of sudden, but it still makes sense, yeah, considering everything she just said. So what's her aid alone? Bahamut?
What's he doing here? Come to take pity on me? Come to take care of a broken Lassie?
That's usually what they do.
That thing's here to help us?
Yeah, help. That's what Eidolons do. They help us. Eidolons are our salvation. If we can't decide what to do next, they come put us out of our misery!
Wait,
It's a pattern
so
routine.
you haven't made up your mind yet?
Why are you protecting me? What are you doing?
Protecting one of our own. We can do without their brand of mercy. And we don't need a Fal'Cie's orders either. I'm fighting this focus to the end. We all are. So please, fight with us.
Ready when you are!
It is Bahamut. I guessed it correctly. Jesus Christ. See, its design is different enough, but they're like, let me restart that. Its design is different enough, but it was still familiar enough that I could recognize it. Different enough to be unique to this game, but, you know, still familiar enough to be like, oh, that's Bahamut, it's gotta be. Skipped scenes. Excuse me, there was a lot, yeah. I guess I forgot to prep something. Man, Thing was hell-bent on keeping Vanille from turning Seath. She's like, fuck that, even if I have to kill you all. Or turn on all of you. I thought there was an item that imitates Libra, so if you don't have the technique points for it, you can use that instead.
Let's wrap this up!
At least that's what it looked like they used. Let me see. What is it that they used? Right here. Libra scope, there it is, yeah. My god. I like that the Dragoon type character is the one that gets Bahamut. It's very fitting. Fang with the spear.
We can win this.
She gets a dragon right there. Eidolon, I guess, as they call it. know what you're supposed to do to subdue him.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
So far, it looks like his gestalt is filling up with a lot of support. Thing's just kind of tanking, and everyone else is just supporting her. And that's filling it up.
Bring it on!
Oh shit, man. That's fucking cool. Reminds me of a certain character from FF14. Also uses a spear and partners up with a dragon. After a certain point in the story, that is. Well, that's Bahamut.
Look! A new path! Maybe that thing did save us.
I don't suppose you'd be willing to call it a sign of me being right. No? Okay. Listen, keep our eyes on the goal and we'll figure something out. Alright.
Like, yeah, whatever. Might as well just go follow his lead for now.
So I guess being a Lassie doesn't have to mean you can't do what's right. Does it?
Here's a shot for you.
Wait, let me see if they say anything else.
Guess it's time to face the barrel of our plans. Sounds splendid.
Alright, we'll get the recap when I get back. I'll take a break here. See how many hours in? Yep, exactly 2 hours. Alrighty, folks. I'm gonna take like a 5-10 minute break, probably grab some water, and then we'll be back to continue some more. Well, I like where the story's going now. It's getting interesting, but it's also, you know, the characters are slowly bonding even more so, and starting to get more set on the direction they want to head in. What they actually want to do, which is save Cocoon, obviously, not destroy it. Excuse me. But yeah, I'll be right back, so